Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to Errant Update. So, when I woke up yesterday and opened up the computer, I saw a lovely sight because we hit 700 subscribers somewhere during that night, and I am super hyped about that. And so is the entire Errant crew. So, to all you new subscribers, a very warm welcome. We love to have you here, and we hope that you'll stay and enjoy the content we produce. Also, as some of you might have figured, I'm back home, which is really nice. I missed it a lot, but I am still getting back into to all of my routines and stuff. So bear with me if something is a bit off here and there while I reacquaint myself with everything. And that brings us actually straight into this week's hobby update, because the workshop, or the shed, if you will, is getting really cold now that the Danish winter is starting to take hold. And that means that I will have to set up a hobby desk inside the house. This is both good and bad. I love my hobby desk out in the shed. I have room to have all the paints on display and plenty of spare room for extra tools and half-done projects. On the other hand, I think it might be good for me to have a more focused working area right now, where I only have the minis I'm actually working on, the colors I actually need, and the rest will be packed in the top of a closet somewhere or something. So there might be some changes to the tutorial format, so to say. I'll still have to do airbrushing on the workshop, so I'll have to be sure I get the most out of the few warmer days that we do get. And now that we know that Dark Angel Codex is coming out sometime probably in December, I decided I'll work on my Mechanicum army up until we have a release date for the Dark Angels, and then I'll switch back to work on those. And in between, I will obviously do a bit of work on Sleeping Bear's Necrons, as well as helping out Temple with her Tau army. So yeah, Nurgle is probably on ice till sometime in December, where we will then get back with a vengeance, because we have still a lot of models that I really look forward to paint for that. And speaking about looking forward to, Games Workshop, the big G Dubs, finally came out with Necromunda. So another thing to be really hyped about, I'd say. We pre-ordered the core box set, as well as the Gang War book, and not here, but in many places I've seen it mentioned as Gang War 1, and that has got me even more hyped, because I mean, if they end up doing kind of like they did with Mordheim, where extra settings and campaigns and warbands or gangs, if you will be released in these volumes, I think that would be super cool. I'd love to have a Gang War Shadow War or Gang War set on Armageddon or somewhere else. Maybe some Gorga Morga action. Anyhow, I hope that they finally take it seriously and really do something with their skirmish games, because as the longtime viewers know, me as well as most of the crew really enjoy skirmish games. We like 40k too, but um, we tend to get into the skirmish games more. Another really cool thing I spotted, and I might be wrong here, but I think it looks a lot like there actually are pre-drilled little holes in the arms here. I mean, I can't see any pecs that they're supposed to go on the torsos, but there is a small round, yeah, hole in all the arm joints that I can see, and it could be pre-drilled hole for 2mm magnets. If it is, I say good on you, Games Workshop. That is a really smart move. Sorry, that is a really smart move because while some people argue that, but if you magnetize, then fewer people would buy the box, or actually buy additional boxes. I don't think that's true. I think if it is easy to magnetize, then more people will actually buy the box. If it is made possible to magnetize, then more people would go to third-party manufacturers. Because in skirmish games like Necromunda, in my mind, you need to magnetize it. I am Visivic all the way. I really enjoy the game most when everything is painted up nicely and everything is Visivic. But if you can't magnetize, then the Visivic things become rather daunting, and suddenly some of the magic goes out of the game. Also, I really like how all the contents of the box is put out separately. I think it is some lovely 3D scenery elements, and I can't wait to see what people do with them out and about on the internet. Also, the really cheap Necromunda bases, quite impressed by that move. I think that was a smart move too. I can for that. And boom, jumping to final news. There we go. Plasma pipes. As you might have noticed in our battle reports, I have quite a few Prometheum relay pipes, and I love all the scenic elements that go with them. And for these plasma conduits, they also came out with these. So I think that will be a lovely expansion to my gaming table. Can't wait to get my hands on some of these new lovely goodies. And quite an impressive week for Games Workshop, I might add. I mean, not only the two-dimensional Necromunda board game, also the book, as well as all the box content in individual crates, as well as new scenery kits for 3D. I mean, this feels more like a full month of releases and not as much as a weekly. Oh, by the way, here's a repackage of something. So yeah, a good week for Games Workshop. As said, I only pre-ordered the core box set and the book because Christmas is coming up, and I have a nasty habit of going Shabba-Mark. And then when people ask me what I wish for Christmas, I'm like, yeah. So I think I'll do the clever thing this year and try to cut down on my hobby shopping. I'm pretty sure that my bank account will agree that that is a really good idea. One thing that we might very well end up spending money on, though, is Black Friday is coming up, and we desperately need new gaming mats. And so far, we have not been approached by any gaming mat creators, um, and have not had any contact with them. We reached out to a few, but we're still a pretty small channel, um, so we'll have to go out and buy some gaming mats. And luckily, with the fantastic help of our patrons, we can do that. But because we want more than one, we'll wait and see if we can't get a really good deal on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Also, viewer submissions will be skipped in this update because I simply haven't had the time nor energy to go through the inbox and figure out what did we already show, what is coming up next. So next week, viewer submissions will be back, and if you have pictures of your projects, your finished miniature or whatnot, please send them to me. I would love to show them up here in the updates and give you some feedback, talk a bit about it. And you can just for now send them to either as a message over at the Errant Painting Facebook page, or you can send them to the email that is shown when the credits roll. And we will get around to all submissions at some point. It's just that, as mentioned, I'm still getting back into my routines now. Also, if you have any questions at all for me or the crew or anything, leave them below this video because the updates are definitely the best place to have a good conversation. But enough about that. Next up, we're getting into this weekend Errant painting, and we have quite a nice packed week of content coming up. So without further ado, we'll go straight over to our own resident platecaster, Mother Nurgle, and this week on Errant painting. That was the update for today, and there is not much more to say than take care and bye bye.